Well, folks, the clock on the clubhouse wall says the smoking lamp is lit, and it is time for another episode of the Caregiver Next Door Healing Extremes podcast. This is Mark Horn, and this is a free Cannabis for Caregivers medical marijuana educational collective resource. What marijuana looks like. If you're new to cannabis, also known as marijuana, or it's been a lot of years that have gone past since you last smoked a joint or a bowl, here are the basics of this humble plant from seed to sale today. Marijuana, also known as cannabis, is a farm crop. Today, the common valuable commodity marijuana crops produced are ripe female flower clusters without seeds. Today, almost every marijuana product manufactured for medical or adult use comes from ripe marijuana female flower clusters without seeds. Those flower clusters are products themselves, and they also represent the least expensive and most versatile way that marijuana is made available to medical marijuana patients. Enjoy. So this is a marijuana leaf. It's the most familiar icon in marijuana now for 100 plus years. When you see that leaf, you know that you're talking about something to do with marijuana, or you're about to see something to do with marijuana. But that's not the story here. The story comes down to the seeds. This is a marijuana seed. This is the seed that goes into the ground, and it produces seedlings. And seedlings will go into things like greenhouses or outdoor grows or football field indoor grows with artificial lighting, wherever that may be. And what those marijuana plants will grow into will resemble something like this. Now, these are hemp plants. You can see a lot of stalks there. These are hemp plants. They're being produced to create the fiber, to create the hemp fiber. They are low in THC, the active ingredient in medical and adult use marijuana. But that's what they're grown for, is for the stalks. They're not grown for the flowers. And marijuana is one of those things it will grow anywhere. You can grow it in many, many places throughout the world. The big thing to pay attention to, though, is that marijuana has both a female plant and a male plant. Two separate plants. Okay, one female, one male, and those aren't really evident at first glance when they first start growing, so you have to look a little closer. So what you see here is kind of the detail that is distinguishing a female identified cannabis or marijuana plant from a male identified cannabis or marijuana plant. But in the growth stage, especially in the first several weeks, you're not going to really see those things, so you've got to look close. And what you're looking close for are things that are going to resemble this young female marijuana plant, which is the desirable plant that you want to keep in the space where it's growing. This is a male marijuana plant getting ready to flower, and has flowered, releasing pollen. So the thing is, this female flower cluster that grows on the female plant is waiting to be pollinated by these male flowers that grow on the male plant. So the idea is get rid of the male plant, remove the male plant so that it doesn't pollinate your female, and your female marijuana plant, she will not produce seeds. And this is what she kind of looks like toward the end of her life, and after she's cut and dried and trimmed and ready to go. This is what that female flower cluster looks like from that marijuana plant. And this is a rough indicator. This is the metrics in marijuana. If you're in a legal state, you go to a dispensary to purchase marijuana, things are usually measured in grams. What you see in this image is about a gram, 1 gram, probably a little heavier than 1 gram, but for example, that's what a gram of marijuana would look like. That's dried female flowers from the marijuana plant. And this is what it might look like in a dispensary setting, and it's what you're going to use if you roll a joint and smoke it, if that's legal to do where you are. And that's probably maybe half a gramish, okay, just to at the most in a joint, and there's some in a pipe. And you're going to apply a lighter to that, a flame. That's what activates the active ingredients in those female flowers from the marijuana plant. It gets the THC going. The other interesting thing is that THC, those active ingredients in that plant material, those are the same active ingredients that go into these various products that you can buy in legal areas where dispensaries are legal for medical and adult use. And they go into these products, and it's the same active ingredient that goes into these products, and these products. And of course, you're also seeing it show up in fine dining, in certain cuisines where chefs are specializing in cooking with cannabis. So lots of different directions. And the most fascinating thing is it all started with that seed, and it comes back to that basic commodity that's a farm-grown crop, which is about a gram of dried female flower clusters. Thanks for watching.